Hey guys, day something like 52 of our crazy lockdown, and I'm just sitting out the back at the moment, so I thought it was a good chance, and I'm going to be looking everywhere. I've tipped my phone and I'm sitting out near my little fire pit right in the sun where I get my little vitamin D session of an afternoon. I may go on and off. I've lost my good glasses, so I'm a bit conscious of my old walking glasses, but I've used those the last few weeks and I'm figuring that you don't mind that at all. I've got trucks up in the back lane and neighbours doing work, so there might be a little bit of interference from time to time, but I think it's just lovely being outside and reminding you that we have got so much at our disposal every day for our health to just stay healthy. And as I've just been journeying through the fasting couple of months and posting up, and as I said earlier, this wasn't to brag, but it was to encourage, and I've been inspired by the amount of people that have texted me and commented and just said that they've made some changes. They've done a short fast, water fast, or couple days, or intermittent fasting. Some of you have done juices and smoothies for a few days, and then there's even a couple of girlfriends that have done their Daniel fast, which is fruit and veg basically, and that's awesome. And I just think that it's just so needed. And I just penned a few things this morning that I haven't yet said, and I wanted to share with you because I've been texting individuals. I had 2 long conversations with girlfriends yesterday on the phone. And I think fasting by design is an ingenious tool for restoration. And I would call it God's protocol. It's just amazing. It's accessible to us all. It's affordable to us all. And I might say that it's inexpensive, but it doesn't come cheap, because it really means bringing your soulish realm under in that place of discipline. And I know a lot of people just pass out to think that you go without food for a day or two, but it's pretty amazing. It is restoration for body, soul and spirit, and I get so pumped up about it. And if this is new to you, if you haven't heard me talk about this before or heard anybody speak about it, I might post a link underneath just with my best kept health secrets talk that I did a few years ago. I've had a health group and we've been meeting pre-COVID times a couple of times a month, and it's been great just to be able to share some things that we do have. A lot of people feel in this toxic world that we're going to get sick. There's nothing we can do about it, but there's lots we can do about it. And fasting is one of the hugest keys to that health freedom, I guess. So fasting is an old remedy, and it's been mentioned in ancient writings. We know the Bible mentions it like over 100 times, and I've practiced it for some years now, so I know that it is a powerful way to regain your health, and not just your physical health, which there are plenty of clinics that do take people in and have them fast for 21, 30, 40 days, some even longer, and they're great. You can look up that, I've mentioned some of those before. But you've got someone like Tyler Tolman, who I've followed it for some years now, that will take people and spend 2 and 3 weeks with them doing a water fast, charging them. And I know he's an expert. He's been doing this for some time, but like $7,000 a go. And here's something that you can actually learn about and do yourself at home and reap the benefits. Who isn't in need of a transformation? I mean, everyone you talk to, fatigue, brain fog, bloating, allergies, the list goes on. So when I did this fast this time, I wasn't in any poor state of health that I needed to regain my health, although there were little things, just aches, sometimes joint pain. You know, I've just developed this in the last couple of years, and I think, yeah, it was when I hit 50, so I'm 53 now, just started to experience a little bit of joint pain. And yeah, just energy lag. You know, a lot of you are finding you hit the wall of an afternoon. You can be fit, but you can still be fatigued. So, you know, for most of us, food is the reason we have problems in our body. So perhaps if we get rid of the food, we might get rid of some of the problems in our body. And that's what I love about fasting or intermittent fasting. So, you know, this is where you start. Some people have asked me about that, you know, just how do you begin? And I've put some stuff together already, so I'm not going to go into that today. I will share it to you later. But, you know, today you are more likely to die from eating too much than from eating too little, and that is a fact. I saw the stats just recently. You are more likely to commit suicide than to be killed by war or terrorism or violent crimes put together. That's just staggering statistics. Statistically, you are your own worst enemy. Statistically, you are more likely to die at your own hands. Can you believe that? It's crazy. You know, because most people live to eat. And let's face it, you get up in the morning and you're thinking about that next meal, where's it coming from, what it's going to be. We go on holidays and we seem to just go from coffee shop and take photos of food. We just love our food. We dream about it all the time. And I think that, you know, recently there was an article just talking about that, the pleasure trap. And you might have seen Michael Pollan's research some years ago, Fooding. There's so many great documentaries out there that just talk about this, you know, that the food industry has made us addicted. We're addicted to certain flavors, and that's, you know, the fatty, the salty, the sugary. I mean, there are those natural things, of course, but yeah, some food chemists work on that to get us totally addicted. And so, you know, I could say that eating is a health hazard, and that's where I just love to share, you know, some great tools around being free from that, getting released from that. So, you know, basically, why are we so sick? This is not a mystery. You'll hear it. I think the Gerson Institute taught this. Little Charlotte Gerson, I picked up on this 20 years ago, you know, deficiency and toxicity. And I like to add dehydration, because most of us are living without enough water in our life. So toxicity, let's talk about this, because, you know, toxicity is the things that are coming in, our toxic load, and that might not just be from food and GMOs, chemicals, preservatives and all those things, which we are quite aware of, but there are things that we are unaware of, and of course EMFs and other things that are, you know, in our environment today. You know, children are being born, and we know this, with around 240 known carcinogens before they even take their first breath. So they're things that are coming in, but then we've got the deficiency aspect, and that's the minerals that you're missing out on. They're the things that aren't coming in. So every day we eat, but we are deficient eaters, and we call it, you know, diseases of affluence, because most of us will not starve. But we're not feeding ourselves. We're not nourishing our bodies with the food that we're eating. And, you know, I just jotted this down. I thought, you know, the world is getting sicker and weaker all the time. So, you know, hasn't COVID just landed on the perfect laboratory? You know, this is our statistics, all right, for the top killers. Number 1 is heart disease. Number 2 is stroke. Number 3 is cancer. Number 4 is respiratory and pulmonary illnesses. Now, I could go on right up to, I think you get into number 11, and you've got car accidents and that kind of thing. But, you know, probably 80% of the top 10 are metabolic disorders. That means they're diseases that are wedded to our food. So things that we eat are the culprits. And I just think, it's crazy that these are non-communicable diseases that we aren't addressing today. So that is why I see the importance of being able to stop eating, stop feeding yourself, and allowing your body to actually have a break, have a cleanse. So this is the main purpose for fasting. I think without a doubt, you're not going to get it through any herbal medicine. There's no prescription drug that can cleanse you like a fast can. Dr. Herbert Shelton fasted around 40,000 patients in the early 1930s. You can actually Google him and look him up. He did write a document, a book that I've read some years ago, and I still have it somewhere, but you can have a look at that. It's a 300-page document around his findings on water fasting. It's profound. He had, as I say, around the 40,000 test subjects, people that had come to him with illnesses that the doctors couldn't fix. Most of them were incurable. And most of them, there was like high 90s of how many people were able to recover and repair and cure their diseases. It's just incredible. So he calls fasting a regeneration diet and a cure for most diseases, and I couldn't agree more. I've seen people do this, see tumours go, and diabetes is an easy thing, an easy fix with fasting. And you might know the works of Volta Longo, and there's Jason Fung working with people that have had long-term diabetes type 2, and just the brilliant results that he's getting with that, just incredible. So fasting expels toxins and cleanses the body. So there's those that are all into physical fasting, and then there is the other end of the scale where you've got spiritual and Christian people that fast for the spiritual aspect. And look, they go together. It's just incredible, because when I say I could cleanse my body in this fast, I'm not only cleansing my body, but my thoughts and my soulish realm is also detoxed, and that's quite powerful. And I think what you understand when you go into a fast is, fasting teaches you that you are more than a body. For 40 days, I didn't eat, and I realized just how powerful the human frame is to just do its work and go into a place of rejuvenating, resetting. And I think the important part to understand, a lot of you will have physical illnesses you want to work on, but you might not understand the emotional and the mental illnesses that can be reversed through this detox, this total body detox. And I just love how you can look at two people who go through the same thing. Have you ever wondered why one will sink and yet another will swim? And that's because the spirit of a man sustains him in a time of hardship. And that's the difference, is having a strong spirit, a strong soulish realm, being able to just keep on keeping on. And so I understand the power of this when we detox, is allowing then the negative and the junk to come to the surface. So there might be days that you will find you're angry, there's days where you find you're irritated, and there's stuff that just comes up that you want to work through. So I believe that, when the spirit of a man is vibrant and the spiritual part of the person is happy and energized, he can navigate anything. He can walk through anything. So that's the exciting part, is it's holistic. It's not just on one level, but total transformation if you'll allow it. We've learnt these days so much more about the microbiome, and that's the connection to a lot of our depressed society and state. I said before about committing suicide. You're more likely to do that than to be attacked, have a terrorist attack, and that is because of this gut-brain connection. So when you actually fast, your colon empties out, so of course you're not putting anything else in, so your body gets a complete cleanse. Your digestive tract gets to heal. So this is crazy, right? They say that it only takes something like 10 to 12 days to heal your colon. And so I've walked with people that have had ulcerative colitis, IBS, and yes, even Crohn's, where giving their body a rest and allowing no food going through, but allowing repair of that GI tract. Crazy to allow the body with its trillions of cells to just rejuvenate and heal. So, I once had leaky gut some years ago. I went to a naturopath and did my live blood and found out that I had leaky gut, and I was at the point where it could have gone into an autoimmune disorder, but I got it before time and did a protocol to seal and heal my gut. There's plenty of them out there. But the fact that you can, without testing, you could probably all just guess that you've got some kind of digestive disruption. Most people do. They have gas, bloating, and allergies. There's so many foods today that create issues, and was never a problem once before. So the gut has been coined the second brain. So, just think about that. If we go into healing our digestive tract and it gets a rest and it gets to detoxify, this connection with the brain, can you imagine how people find that their brain fog just leaves? They become clearer, and it's incredible. The amount of people that I've told how happy it makes you feel is because of this reason. Your gut is cleansed, and therefore the brain is also cleansed. Now, I've followed Dr. Carolyn Leaf for 20 odd years. I got her first DVD set from TV, and now she's big time. I just love her stuff. If you don't follow her, she talks a lot about that gut-brain connection. There's so many of them that are now, so many nutritionally aware doctors that have said, we don't need another script antidepressants. Often it's not because of what's happening to our brain, it's happening to our second brain, which is our gut. So I couldn't encourage you more for just releasing yourself of maybe niggly things that affect you from, week to week, or not handling stress very well. How about just giving your gut a holiday? Give your gut a break. And there's plenty of ways to do it without starving. And if you want, I'm here to coach and counsel, walk through with you if you are serious. I've got a couple of clients that I've been speaking with weekly. Can't meet at the moment, but doing that by Zoom or phone. And that just gives people, helping hand, and someone who's experienced it and gone through it. You couldn't go to your doctor and talk to him about helping you with a fast because he's never done it. It'd be like talking to a man to help you how to give birth when, they haven't done it. So I I will answer. A couple of people have asked me, just a side note of how much weight I've lost. Now, I had put on 5 kilos in the last 2 years, and that just sneaks on, and I get to the point where I always go, right, this is enough, got to stop, got to reset. So I had gotten to 61 kilos, just telling you. A lot of people still think when I started fasting that I was too skinny to fast, but I knew in myself that I could afford to lose 6 kilos. All right, I've lost 10, and that's going to be in accordance with how much that you've got to lose. Now, my hubby went on a 10-day fast and he almost lost, he lost several kilos, very similar to me in my 40 days. So, you know, if you're slightly underweight, don't let it put you off about fasting, because your body will not starve. You do have reserves, and most of us have, you know, the human body, I think they say, and Dr. Herbert Shelton said, several weeks worth of reserves stored up. So he saw very few actually go into that starvation mode. So that's encouraging. If you want to, you know, to do a bit more reading about it and get armed and educate, because that's what I say. It's about education's so key, you know, to understanding something. And I've got a couple of clients that said they would never in their wildest dreams a couple of months ago thought they'd be doing what they've done today, because they saw what I've done. So that's about it. I just, I'm sidetracking. So I've lost all up 10 kilos. I went down to 51 kilos by day 40. And then once you start eating, and of course we eat around about 1 to 2 kilos a day. So you've got that amount of food that's being digested and passed through. So you will gain another 1 or 2 kilos initially straight after eating. So yeah, I'm at 52. I know my husband thinks I'm too skinny, and he'll probably be happy when I put a few more kilos on. But, you know, I think that it's a great way to bring yourself back to a lighter you. Fasting just does that really quickly without, you know, diet programs and trying to count calories and weigh out food. So it's just easy, no thinking about it. And, you know, for me, I'm only a small frame, but the feeling of lightness, like the feeling of the weight off my back and off my arms. I was walking a couple of weeks ago just feeling like I was light as air. And you go grab a bag, a 5 or a 10 kilo bag of potatoes, and you walk around with that each day. You can certainly see what some of us carry unnecessarily and why we feel so fatigued at the end of the day. So for weight loss, for weight management now, I can go back to, I know I often do this, and I'll sit, you know, for a good 12 months at my weight for my height, and then I might just have a season where I'm a little bit careless and start to gain it again. I think most people, they say on average, will gain 3 kilos a year. It's not hard to do, you know, with the occasional croissant, and I eat pretty well most of the time, but I don't deny myself stuff, so I'm choosy. I might have a Magnum, yes. You know, that's the way I can continue staying on track, is just by giving myself a pleasure like that occasionally. So I'm going to wrap up. I think I will say this too, is that, you know, for some people, you might do the Daniel diet and say, oh, I'm not feeling it, what you're feeling. I mean, I've just recorded a couple of videos now of the joy that I felt, the ecstatic joy, and the elation. It's hard to put into words just how my spirit man feels right now after this fast, and I'm maintaining it. I just want to stay in that joyous place. But you know, for some of you, you might be eating a Daniel fast and you could still be taking in foods that are not doing you justice. You know, we all have different bodies, so for some of us, nightshades are out, and you could be consuming tomatoes and chilies and things that you love, and a lot of us do love it, but your body doesn't love it. You know, you could be consuming a lot of legumes that aren't prepared properly, and you might still be having digestive issues. For some of you, you could be doing smoothies and juices and you're having too much fruit sugar, and that's creating a problem, you know, with SIBO, and you've got other candida, other issues going on. So just be conscious that even when you're doing a food or a liquid kind of diet, you still may be inflaming yourself. So that's where I know without a doubt that food can heal, but food can still be causing your problems. And you know, when you think of the lectins that are in food and the anti-nutrients, you know, there's a lot of things that could be still hassling your system, even doing it that way. But without a doubt, it's the way to start. If you want to do anything, I say go dairy-free, go gluten-free, go meat-free, go preservative-free. You know, you could do like a whole 30 kind of a diet, and you could do a raw for 30. I've taught this as well, where you're just having, a lot of people don't do well with raw if you've got an issue with the gut too, where I found for me some years ago, I did raw vegan for 2 years, and it was just the best thing that I could do for myself at the time. So there's a lot of things to try on. That's what I always say, you know, it's not a one size fits all. It's really about trying it, seeing how it feels on you. So I hope that's given you a little bit of extra information. Sorry for the ums and ahs. This is totally not my scene, is sticking a camera in front of my face and talking. I've really overcome a lot in the last few years, and it's probably my fasting that's helped grow and change me. Because this is the last thing, I'm so critical of myself, and I'll probably play this back and go, oh no, I'm not posting, but I'm going to, because I know quite a few of you have enjoyed and got something from it, and I'm conscious of neighbours and everything, so I'm whispering now. So I will go and enjoy the rest of my afternoon. Take my doggies. I'll just show you here. This beautiful girl has just come out to see Mummy. Haven't you, darling? Let me say hello. So have yourself a wonderful Tuesday afternoon, rest of the week. And that was a bit of a long one, but yeah, I've got others there too. I don't think I've opened up. I might make another one public today. Sometimes I share things with just private clients, but I've got a few that give you a bit more idea around fasting and taking those first steps of just closing your eating window and going longer in the day before you eat. There's just so much power in that. And I appreciate my girlfriend Ali giving me a shout out. She's said it's been nothing less than life-changing of what she's done in the last couple of months with her journey, joining me here. So enjoy yourself, stay sane, and I'll talk to you again soon.